Like me, I assume that you also have a collection of old photos in your house, and you might have come across the situation where those old photos have gone to such an extent of ordeal that they need refining. So in this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to fix those issues in the old photos. So before starting, if you want to follow along with this tutorial, please find the link for the image in the description. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. Now with that said, let's get started with the video. So first of all, let us open our image, and to do that, I'll simply navigate below and open the Finder window, and from within the Finder window, I'll simply click and drag the image in order to open it. Now after the image has been opened, you can notice that there are a few different artifacts inside of our image, such as scratches, as well as few other tiny minor artifacts inside of this image. So in order to fix this, we'll use one of the special filter effect to this image. And there are basically two approaches to do this. And the first approach is the destructive approach, and the second approach is the non-destructive approach. And since applying a non-destructive approach is the best practice that we have, which allows us to easily open up those settings box again and tweak the settings further, we'll go with the second option of non-destructive approach. So now, first of all, before applying the filter that we are talking about, let us first of all create a copy of the image that we have. So I'll simply select the layer background here inside of the layers panel and use the shortcut key of Command plus J. And if you are a Windows user, you can use the shortcut key of Ctrl plus J in order to make the copy. Now let us simply toggle the visibility of the original layer that we have first. And next, let us rename our working image. So for this, I'll simply rename it as old photo. And after renaming it as old photo, by actively selecting this old photo, all we need to do now is navigate to the top and select the pixel option that we have right here. Select the option of new live filter layer right here, and inside of the new live filter layer option, we have an option called noise here as well, and we'll select the option of dust and scratches. So as soon as we select the option of dust and scratches, you'll notice that the dust and scratch filter has been applied inside of the old photo layer by creating its own independent layer, so that we can click on the thumbnail icon or the layer of dust and scratch and adjust to the settings here inside of the live dust and scratches box any time that we want. So as you can see here inside of our image, there are a lot of artifacts and defects that we need to fix. So for that, we'll simply click on the radius slider and then click and drag all the way to the right slowly to a good value here. So I think a value of maybe 11 or 12 pixels is fine right now, since most of the artifacts are now blurred out evenly across the image. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to adjust or increase the tolerance value as well. So basically the tolerance value will help us to retrieve back those details from this image that were blurred out when we increase the radius slider. So after we have increased the radius slider to apply the blur effect, now this time we'll simply click on the tolerance slider and then slowly increase the slider value like so. And now you'll notice that slowly and gradually few of the details are starting to be retrieved here, and I think a value of 5% is fine here. The next thing that we will do is also check the preserve alpha option at the top. So basically the dust and scratch effect simply makes the edges as well as the corners transparent, and checking the preserve alpha option simply allows us to bring back those transparent details. Now after we have brought back those details, now in order to commit, we'll simply click on the close button at the top left corner of the live dust and scratches box right here. And after closing it, now you can see that it has been successfully applied. However, you might be wondering, there are still few areas where there are no details at all. For example, in our subject, everything has been blurred out. So the next advantage of the dust and scratches that we have applied non-destructively is that we can easily apply mask here. So in order to apply the mask, we'll simply click on the mask icon here at the bottom of the layers panel, And after clicking on the mask icon, now you can notice that a new mask layer has been applied to the top inside of the layers panel. And we want the mask to be applied to the dust and scratches filter that we have applied here. So for that, we'll simply click on the mask thumbnail and drag it on top of the dust and scratches thumbnail like so. Now you can see that the mask is successfully applied to the dust and scratches layer that we have right here. Now by actively selecting the new mask, which is indicated by the blue border around it, we'll simply select the brush tool, or we can simply use the shortcut key of B as well in order to select the brush tool. Now make sure your foreground color is set to black, and if the foreground color is not black, you can simply use the shortcut key of D in your keyboard, and this will automatically change your foreground color to black. Now we'll simply use the shortcut key of Ctrl plus Option. By holding down the Ctrl plus Option modifier key at the same time, we'll simply click and drag our brush to the right like so. And if you are a Windows user, then you can simply use the shortcut key of Control key as well as the Alt key at the same time simultaneously, and then simply click and drag to the right in order to increase the size of the brush, and drag to the left in order to decrease the size of the brush. And in case you want to adjust the values of hardness, you can also click and drag down like so in order to increase the hardness values, and drag up like so in order to decrease the hardness values. For now, I'll set the hardness value to 0%. And by the way, right now I'm using a Wacom tablet in order to streamline the design that I often do. And if you also want to smoothly work on your design projects, then you can also use a Wacom tablet, for which you can find the link in the description. Now, by making sure our mask has been actively selected, we'll simply brush over the areas of the subject in order to bring those details back. So I'll simply first of all zoom in, and then after zooming in, I'll select the brush tool by using the shortcut key of B, and I'll simply brush over the areas like so in order to bring those details back in our subject. And right now, don't worry in the edges where the mask has not been opted out perfectly. So we'll fix it after this. However, for now, we'll simply brush over all the areas of our subject in order to bring those texture as well as other details from our subject like so. So we'll simply brush over the areas as you can see here, and we'll simply brush over these areas as well, and brush over these hands and hands on the right as well as the bottom here. So we are brushing it like so in order to bring those tiny details back. And after bringing in those details from our subject back, you might have now noticed that along with the different details from the subject, the artifacts which were present on top of our subject are also retrieved. So in order to fix that, we'll simply first of all invert our foreground color to white, and in order to change the foreground color, we'll use the X key in our keyboard in order to toggle the foreground color to white. And what we can do next first is we can simply use the zoom tool and then zoom in first of all like so. And after zooming in, let's again select the brush tool by using the shortcut key of B, and reduce the size by using the modifier key of Ctrl plus Option, and clicking and dragging to the left with our mouse. And if you're using Windows, you can also use the modifier key of Ctrl plus Alt and then left click and drag to the left in your mouse. And now we can simply brush over these areas like so. Let us again adjust here, and we can again brush over these areas like so in order to get rid of those artifacts here from our image like so. So you can see here these artifacts has been gone now, and we can again brush over these areas in order to get rid of tiny artifacts. We can again click at this particular point at the bottom left of the scratch, and then hold down the shift key, which is the shift modifier key in your keyboard, and then again click at the other end like so, and again click in this end, and again click on the top right end like so, and then remove the scratches that were present here. Similarly, for some artifacts that were remaining, we can simply brush over these artifacts like so in order to fix it all together, as you can see here. And we can simply brush over these remaining artifacts as well here. And for these artifacts that you see here, we can simply select the Z key in our keyboard or Z key on our keyboard and then zoom in here, and then by selecting the brush tool once again, let us simply adjust the size of the brush and then brush over these artifacts in order to get rid of the small artifacts like so. So we can simply brush over these artifacts here, as you can see here. So this process might take a bit of time, so I'll simply skip this process and show you the end result. Similarly, for the scratch here, we'll again use the same method. That is, we'll simply point and click at the bottom left first, and then by holding down the shift key, we'll simply point and click on the other points of the scratch in order to get rid of it like so. And so what basically this approach does is, when you hold down the shift modifier key in our keyboard and then simply point click in the other end, it will simply create a straight line and apply the brush effect. So we'll simply do this until the end of our scratch artifacts right here on top of our image like so. And for the remaining, we can again do the same approach. That is, hold down the shift key by simply point clicking right here. So we can simply point click and again point click here, and then again point click right here in this point, and then point click in here like so. And for the rest of the remaining artifacts of this particular scratch effect, we can simply brush over here like so, as you can see here, in order to get rid of those artifacts. Now, after we have gotten rid of those artifacts, now you can see that we also have other tiny little artifacts remaining on the other parts of the subject. And in order to fix that, we'll again select the zoom tool by using the Z key and then zoom in first. And then by selecting the brush tool with the shortcut key of B, similar to before, we'll simply brush over the remaining areas like so. So this time as well, I'll simply skip to the end. Now, after we have brushed over those tiny little artifacts, we also do have artifacts remaining in the other hidden spots as well. So this time as well, I'll simply skip until the end. Now, after we have fixed the most of the artifacts that were remaining here, now you can see that I'll use the shortcut key of Command+1 in order to get a full picture of our image in 100% view mode. Now, if we observe in this image, then most of the artifacts now has been fixed. Now, the next thing that we can also do here is simply click and then drag to the right by selecting the zoom tool. We need to refine the few edges via the mask that we have applied in the dust and scratches. So for that, I'll simply zoom in on these corner points here. As you can see here, we have still issues with the mask here, and in order to fix it, first of all, I'll simply decrease the size of the brush and then brush over these areas as well, like so, in order to refine the edges. So brush over these areas as well, like so, and again find the other areas where we need to refine, like so, and we need to brush over these areas as well, like so. And again, we can use or play around with the X key in the keyboard in order to toggle the foreground and background color, as you can see here. And similarly, again, let us toggle the foreground color to black and then hide those details here in the corner of our subject here as well. And let us again play around with the foreground and background color and then fix those areas at the corner like so. As you can see here, we can again fix those details in the corner as well, like so. We can fix those details in the corner here as well, like so. And again, we'll simply fix the details here in these corners of the neck as well of our subject, like so. And we can simply fix the details here as well as we can fix the details here. And let us simply brush over the edges here as well in order to fix the details here as well. And again, let us simply toggle the foreground color to white and then brush over these areas to fix the scratches that were present here. And again, we can simply fix the edges here and then toggle the foreground color to white and then brush over the edges like so in order to fix those tiny details there. And now again, let us zoom out first, and in order to zoom out, I'll use the shortcut key of Command plus minus in the keyboard. And if you're using Windows, you can use the shortcut key of Control plus minus in your keyboard. And similarly, you can see there are still areas left that has been left out. So I'll again use the Z key in the keyboard and then zoom in like so. And by selecting the brush tool once again with the shortcut key of B, I'll again brush over these areas by making sure that the foreground color is set to black so that we can retrieve the details in these tiny corners as well. So Now we can simply brush over these corners as well in order to fix those tiny corners like so. And let us brush over these corners as well in order to fix those tiny corners as well right here. And now after we have fixed those tiny corners, now let us again check the other end of our hand of the subject, and by selecting the Z key, let us zoom in here as well. And again, by selecting the brush, we'll simply brush over these tiny corners right here in order to bring those details back, as you can see here. Now let us again toggle the foreground color to black and then brush over these edges as well in order to fix these areas. Now after everything is done, let us use the shortcut key of Command plus 1 in order to zoom out, and then use the shortcut key of spacebar in order to center our image like so. Now let us select the move tool first, and after selecting the move tool, let us simply collapse our old photos layer right here. And after collapsing the old photo, this time let us check the before and after. So for that, we'll simply click on the toggle visibility icon for the background layer as well. And this was the before, where there were different artifacts in our old photos, and this now is the after, which we have fixed by using the dust and scratches filter inside of Affinity non-destructively. So if you find this video helpful, please click on the like button, and for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video, and see you on the next one.